1940, the term amphibious took on importance and the ever-changing face of the infantryman came into even clearer focus. He had to be a little of everything, and very good at all of it. One item was standard. Then, as now, it punctuates all phases of training. His gear and dress became more streamlined, and so did he. Training got to be more vigorous and comprehensive. It had to. It enabled him to do this in Europe. And this in the Pacific. The action in Korea taught us even more lessons about combat. This is Fort Benning, Georgia, the home of the infantry. Here, the infantryman's skill is honed to a sharp edge. The scope of his learning is the broadest it has ever been. And while on duty, he keeps mighty busy. Double time is the rule rather than the exception.
Water! Water! Please, stay!
Normally, between 400 and 500 officers from 30 to 40 allied nations keep abreast of our training methods each year. They learn the pace is a fast one.
Water! Lead! Stay!
Now, there's one thing I want you to get straight. I've only got one mission here. And it's not to become your dear friends. You left that when you left your home. My job is to make soldiers fighting men.
Obviously, the infantrymen instructors don't mince words. And one lesson is driven home constantly.
You might find during this 8 weeks that you're going to do a lot of things that is not pleasant to you. It is not meant to be pleasant to you. Combat is not going to be pleasant to you. And someday you men may have to face combat. And someday you're going to be in that situation where you're going to have this discipline. And when someone tells you to move, you got to move or you're dead.
An old story still holds true. The infantryman's rifle is his best friend. He sharpens his shooting eye on cardboard enemies. Today's soldier is trained to be ready for anything. He also studies theory in a modern classroom. Later, he'll apply it in the field. The workroom is aptly named. There's plenty of it. These students learn the techniques of military communications. After the training and the theory comes the actual maneuver. All the pieces fit together. Rogers Rangers to Merrill's Marauders to the modern Ranger. A further refinement and another face of the infantryman.
One mile, gotta be, Ranger, all the way, halfway, how far,
These men have temporarily lost their identity. While they train, an individual answers to the name of Ranger. There are no limits to the heights to which a Ranger can aspire. This training is realistic, rough, and hazardous. The closest approach to combat conditions that can be achieved in a peacetime army. The pugil stick is an asset to bayonet training. These logs are heavy, and you have to be rugged to be on the receiving end. This can be played as a game, but here it's used to sharpen the competitive spirit. The Ranger student is taught how to use explosives for demolition work. The science of patrolling by day or night is high on the list of Rangers' musts. These soldiers learn there's more than one way to cross a ravine or walk a tightrope. Rough situations such as this 40-foot drop must become commonplace. The confidence course is designed to help the Ranger student face and overcome these dangers. Military mountaineering techniques teach the student how to make molehills out of mountains. He learns to know which reptiles are poisonous and which are not, which are edible and which are not. Every man must become intimately acquainted. Adjust or die is a basic Ranger law. A man eats what he can when he can get it. He learns that his mission requires him to surmount all natural obstacles, plus a few added ones.
how far, all the way, halfway,